right. You're listening to live music today from Studio B at WNCW and the Slocan Ramblers and the Long Chain Charlie in Moundsville. Name of that tune. Yeah. And we were talking about the clawhammer banjo. You could hear it there. Yeah. The music, the way you present it, just has this sort of old soul to it. It feels, so much like this slick Nashville country bluegrass coming out, and I just like this. I don't know, the way you spin it. So
I think some of that has to do. These guys were talking about going to see a show in Toronto called by there's a band called Crazy Strings that used to play every Wednesday night, and definitely what drew us initially to this music, I think it was some sort of seeing that show in that environment, which was a loud and rowdy environment, and people were playing. They're digging into their instruments and playing kind of fun songs and that sort of thing, and so our initial sort of entry point into this music was that style as opposed to like the really clean, crisp picking, and so I think that definitely directed where the attention of this band went. And then we also have like all these different folk and old time influences, and so all that combined kind of maybe had something to do with that sound. But definitely, I find personally tend to gravitate towards more of the old timey stuff.
This music comes out of, to me, it's rural music, it's Appalachian music, and so you're going up to a northern in a big city. How does that still reach people? What is it about that music that still connects across cultures like that? Anyone have any ideas?
It's a good question. Why people in Toronto? Yeah, I'm not sure why it really strikes a chord with a lot of people there. I mean, it's true. You can really go and see a bluegrass show any night of the week, and there are really high caliber bands, and bands of high caliber as well. And
they're koala bears, actually.
Koala bears. And I'm not really sure why that strikes a chord. There's a lot of crossover between some traditional Canadian styles of music too. Like if you listen to some of the traditional Quebecois styles of fiddling, it's very close to old time. Definitely more of the Irish influence, but there's lots of cross tunings, and they have crooked tunes, and I think it's not that far of a departure from that kind of music, and so. I don't think it's an entirely new sound, but it's there's something, it's just when you see bluegrass, it's just an exciting experience.
It works, doesn't it?
Solos and harmonies. I don't know. Anyone else have an idea of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you see it everywhere. I mean, we're playing Boston, we're playing New York on this run. Both those towns have really great bluegrass scenes. We always, when we're there, are usually lucky enough to see some other great bands and hang out with some friends and watch some great bluegrass. So it seems to be, I think it just connects. I think maybe living in a big city or in this urban, super like modern whatever kind of environment, there's something really immediate I find about bluegrass. Like there's no processing, there's nothing like that. It's just like there's a kind of like visceral immediate intensity of just seeing like a bunch of people on the way I like Frank was saying, like seeing a bunch of people like playing like a pretty like good volume, like they're bashing their instruments or singing loud, like everyone's kind of playing their heart out. Like it's not this dainty super pretty thing with like for me it was, I never got into bluegrass, so like listening to records that were all like close mic'd and all that, like I love that stuff, but it was like this immediate kind of intense thing, and it's like a bunch of people just playing their hearts out in a way. And I think that immediacy has something to do with it. Like, if you're looking for that experience, bluegrass is one of those things that can do it. It's just so different from all the other music that we hear around today and all the other,
And isn't it nice to have like wood and wire?
Totally. It's that's what drew me to it.
Speaking of the acoustic element of it, we used to play a gig in Toronto at the Cloak and Dagger every Tuesday. And it was kind of the first time I realized we were completely acoustic when the power went out and the band kept going.
You kept going, yeah.
I thought that was kind of neat.
Heck yeah. All right.
Don't have koala bears playing bluegrass.
We're talking with the Slocan Ramblers. Their new record is called Queen City Jubilee. They are in the area for tomorrow, the Saturday part of Jam in the Trees. That gets underway tonight, but they're on tomorrow afternoon. I should mention again, Traveling McCurry's, Jerry Douglas, Jim Lauderdale, Elizabeth Cook. Our friends Fireside Collective are going to be there. Gangster Grass. It goes on and on and on and on. WNCW will certainly have a presence there. Look for our booth there as well. And you do something else in the area before you go back? Do you have another show?
Yeah, we're playing at in Morganton at a good friend of ours, the Irvin family. They put on these house concerts that are just great. We did one years ago. We've been looking for an experience to get back, or for an excuse to get back there. It was a great experience for us. They're just such a nice, cool people. They bring in so much good music, and they live in this beautiful kind of southern home. And they make really good grits and shrimp with hot sauce. And so we're going to be hanging out there for a few days. We're doing something called the Junior Appalachian Musicians, which is a kind of a program. We're going to go to a school and do a workshop and perform and just kind of talk about our music to a bunch of students, which is something we do a lot and something we really love to do. So yeah, we got a few more days here. Then we're doing our Radio Bristol on Tuesday,
Right.
and then driving to New York City. So that'll be a good drive day.
Yeah, that's when you earn it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, play for free, get paid to travel. That's
There you
the
go.
saying.
Slocan Ramblers. This new record is called Queen City Jubilee. Again, really love the record, and thanks for coming in. It's been fun
Thanks
stuff.
for having us. Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah. So one more song, right?